Hi, this is Hank reporting from Kyiv, and this is my update on Russian-Ukrainian war. Let's see what happened around Ukraine in the last 24 hours. 10 countries gave permission. First of a million. Saboteur Arrested. 10 new Robotic Systems. The biggest aid package from Sweden. Ukrainian Hachiko. Nuclear shield for $250. At the moment, we know that 10 countries have already given official permission to use their weapons to strike the territory of Russian Federation to destroy their military targets. These countries are Canada, Great Britain, France, Sweden, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Poland, Finland, and Czech Republic. Of course, we are waiting for a resolution from Germany and the United States because many allies are following their example. Targets. What kind of military targets are we talking about? Military airfields from which their bombers take off and attack our cities. Military headquarters, of course. Artillery and air defense systems S-300, which Russians converted for attacks on Kyiv. Initially it was a ground-to-air system. I'm very glad that the process is moving in the right direction. It's a pity that this is so slow. I hope after the peace summit in Switzerland, we will see significant changes in dynamics. The first batch of 155mm shells, which were purchased by a coalition of countries within the Czech initiative, will arrive to Ukrainian artillerymen in a few days as agreed, says Prime Minister of Czech Republic Petr Fiala. To date, 15 countries of European Union and the NATO alliance have paid 1.6 billion euros for this program, and the long-awaited deliveries will begin in June. Here is some statistics. Approximately 500,000 shells will be supplied within the framework of this Czech initiative. About 600,000 shells produced by EU countries, plus something will be supplied by the USA. We don't know the numbers yet, plus we will produce something ourselves. By the way, this is a state secret how many shells and what calibers we produce ourselves. As a result, analysts believe that we can count on 160 to 180,000 shells per month, and this will mean approximately 5 or 6,000 shells per day. I really hope that we can at least compare with Russian production and the quantities supplied to them by North Korea and whoever else there. The SSU arrested an Eastern European citizen who in April poured 5 cans of gasoline on the equipment of 2 power plants and burned transformers that power 8 settlements in Odessa region in the south. This character was detained and faces life imprisonment. Personally, I would like to see him exchanged for one of our defenders who have been in Russian captivity for the 3rd year in a row. Since the beginning of this year, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine has approved 10 different Ukrainian-made robotic systems for use at the front lines. Modern technologies such as drones and robotic platforms make it possible to minimize contact with the enemy and save lives of our soldiers. I'm interested in following this development of these technologies because now is the best moment to get funding and expand production, because in peacetime there were not enough resources for this. We return again to the fact that Ukraine was not preparing for war and arming, but we were trying to build peace and communication. As far as I know, our manufacturers are now trying to use a closed production cycle as much as possible so as not to depend on supplies from abroad. As this war has shown, it is best to rely on yourself. Swedish Defense Minister Paul Johnson said that the 16th package of military assistance to Ukraine will be the largest and is estimated at approximately 1.6 billion euros. Sweden remembers history and doesn't want to have Russians as neighbors. I think Kaliningrad is enough for them. The most important is the transfer of ASC-890 long-range radar detection aircrafts. This is a unique aircraft that will allow us to detect Russian military targets at a much greater distance and coordinate the work of the F-16s, which we have been waiting for a long time. By the way, the AMRAAM missiles will also be transferred. What's interesting is that Sweden would transfer all of its TBV-302 armored personnel carriers. According to the data of military balance, there are approximately 172 of them. Refuelers, artillery shells and spare parts will also be transferred. Plus, Sweden will help us with satellite communications. Probably the last point appeared after problems with Starlinks in Kharkiv region. It seems to me that Ukraine now has the largest number of different types of military equipment that exists on the territory of one single country. I can't imagine how hard it is to maintain all this. It sounds terrible, but this is the price of self-defense, and the fight for freedom. This is a short blog that I couldn't miss. In this photo you see a dog guarding what used to be its home. I don't know where exactly it is. Due to security reasons, the 4th Tank Brigade didn't include the exact location. The photo is captioned, "He was left alone. Another Russian shelling. He doesn't leave what was his home. He guards the ruins." And this is just sad. This is an interesting piece of news that Ukrainian hackers have obtained all data on at least one employee of a Russian military facility called the Russian Nuclear Shield. This person is the leading specialist of the Cryptographic Information Protection Service Gonets satellite system, Vladimir Kataev. As you can understand, the cryptographic protection of the Gonets system is so-so if we have this data. So why am I talking about this? In the screenshot of the obtained documents, the most interesting thing is that a leading specialist with 25 years of experience works for a salary approximately $250. In reality, even less given the difference between the official and real exchange rates. Russia launches numerous missiles into Ukraine every day. For example, one Kinjal costs $10 million and above, according to the internet. For this money, Vladimir is ready to work for another 3,333 years. Imagine how the lives of thousands of such Vladimirs could have changed if Russia spent these resources not on killing sleeping children in Ukraine, but on education or medicine for such Vladimirs, or indoor toilets, or providing them electricity. Now I'm afraid that someone will lose their $250 a month. Good luck, V. Please note, I'm not laughing at person's salary. I'm just saying that for the money that Russia spends on killing us, their country could be significantly improved. That was probably all the news for today. There have been no major changes in the Kharkiv region. The dismantling of the ruins of the shopping center was finished. 19 people were killed by Russian bombs and 54 people were injured. There were several air raid alarms in Kyiv, nothing special. All international negotiations are ongoing, and I'll tell you when there is something interesting. Most likely the Peace Summit in Switzerland will bring us a lot of information. We continue to conduct an active defense. Of course, we're tired of the war, but no one is going to give up. We need our land and nothing more. As always, thanks to everyone who supports Ukraine. You are creating the peaceful future for all of us. This was my update on the Russian-Ukrainian war for the day 826. Take care and see you tomorrow.